Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another GFW train stream. We're talking about everything, but mostly trains. Today, we got some, we're using a lot of new camera angle. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay. So we're using a lot of new camera angles. Second round 2 with StreamYards. So,
right on. Welcome to another episode of Fast Friday here on GFW Trains.
Yeah. So, currently we got the two big boys on running, the one on the inside and one on the outside, and then I've got the reefer train on the outside and a mixed freight on the inside. It's more of just a bunch of PS1 boxcars though. But yeah, and then you guys get to see the track cam, which is real neat. We introduced that on Crossed Anchor's stream last night.
Right on, right on.
If you haven't already, go check them out. They got a real cool channel. But yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. We're here at Fast Friday, another live stream here with GFW Trains. We're down here in the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios, coming at you with our new triple cam view. Camera on the train, cameras for the Fast Friday. Also joining us is George W, Old Guy G, OG. Welcome, Old Guy G. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? How's things there at the Worldwide Studios?
Very good, very good. Got things coming together on the train layout a little bit. I don't know if you've seen this down here. My mom, your wife, George's grandma, she's been painting back there. Did you see that mural behind us?
Yeah, I got it. You guys are doing. She's doing a great job. It's the she can do 2 coats in less than an hour.
2 coats, right on. No, she's got the New York skyline behind us, and then over here behind Godzilla there is the Jersey Shore that's coming together, including a little bit of the Yes Railroad painted on there. It looks really nice, huh, George?
Yeah, it does. It looks real nice. I like how some of the boxcars say the YES. Yeah, it's coming together really nice. Looking forward to see the final result. And also, I think we've mentioned this before, but just another cool part. She's painted some hills over on my right, over here. But yeah, it's kind of really cool. But New York looks amazing.
We like New York over there. Well, we don't have the lights on, George. Let me turn on the lights. It makes it look a lot better with our theater lights.
Yeah.
This is called mood lighting.
We got the theater lights on. I didn't realize the theater lights were on.
Oh boy! Look at. Have you seen this, Anita?
But yes. Oh, and Grandma's talking about the Yes boxcars.
Right on, right on. So it's cool. It's cool, George. Got a lot of things coming up this next week, huh? Starting today, we're on the countdown
for the 24-hour stream.
Right on, 24-hour stream. That should be a lot of fun. A lot of fun coming together. Why don't you explain it to the people that are just coming online what the 24-hour stream is all about, George?
So the 24-hour stream is kind of it's a 2,000 subscriber live stream, and to celebrate the huge milestone of 2,000 subscribers. And one thing that we want to do, or what we like to do for our milestones, is we like to give back to everybody or include everybody.
Join us, right.
And so we are having everybody that wants to be on the live stream. You guys can be on the live stream. All you have to do is email us at trainbuds@gmail.com. We can give you a time slot. I'm not sure what time slot though.
We're still working on that.
Yeah, and I can't really be super. I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee anything in terms of times, because I know that a lot of people are going to want a lot of certain times, and I can't guarantee anything. But I'll try to make my best to make everything happen. And where are the rest of those boxcars? We lost their train, but I don't know where they are. Right there. Anyways.
Black Friday 2K live stream, right? What time does that start, George?
So that starts at 10 a.m. And it goes from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m.
10 a.m. on Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
To 10 a.m. on Saturday, the day after Black Friday. And
Fast Black Friday. Black Fast Friday.
That's right. That's right.
So that'll be a lot of fun, I think. Well, hopefully we can get a bunch of people come on. We'll talk and spend 24 hours talking trains. I don't know if we'll be able to go that long. Over under on George, I guess, these days is about 6 hours before he peters out.
I don't know.
6 hours.
I think if you get a good group later in the night, I think that'll, you know.
Hey,
Could be.
hey, George,
But-
to put something in perspective, George is expecting all of you guys to stay up with him.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We definitely hope so. Think it'll be a really good time, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. I think. Oh, dang it. Of course, everything has to fall apart now. But yeah. Hopefully, looking forward to have a real good time. Like I said, if you guys want to be on the stream, email us at trainbuds@gmail.com, and we'll put you with everybody else, and we'll give you a time slot. But
Grandpa,
yeah.
what time you want to come in?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. I'll fill in when you need somebody. How's that?
All right. Well, people, I'm sure will tune in.
We'll give you the 3 a.m. slots.
You know what? People are going to tune in because you're so beautiful. You got a face for radio.
Oh God, yeah. There you go. That's what I say. Face for radio. Hey, George, I hope you have your father's genes. I don't know if you guys know it, but Wally's dad is a national champion marathon canoe racer. Now, when I mean marathons, guys, Wally stays up for 2 and 3 days straight paddling a canoe, racing it. Race the canoe from Kansas City to St. Louis nonstop, except for putting food and water on the boat. He did Texas water safari for 270 miles through swamps and the beauty of southern Texas. And so Wally's got the genes to stay up all night. I just don't know if George does.
Oh, George, you got it in him. You're gonna be good, George. You're gonna be good. So the other thing I would be remiss not to talk about everybody. Everybody who's coming in. We'll welcome everybody coming in here in just a second. But we've got a video debut tomorrow. One I'm actually really excited about. My favorite train layout. It's the train layout over there at your house, Grandpa George. We're debuting that one. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's the Polar Express on a winter Christmas Wonderland layout. And I'm really excited about it. I haven't put out a video or we haven't produced a video on Grandpa George's layout just because I wanted to make sure that it was really, really good. And this one, I think around Christmas time is going to be kind of fun to put out. What do you think, George?
I think so too. I think that this video will actually be really, really cool because I don't think that engine fits anywhere better except for that. I mean, that layout plus that engine is just amazing. I think it just blends in so well. It gives you the good feeling that Christmas
is around the corner, and hopefully that's the feeling everybody's going to get. So please tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's where we're 10 a.m. Central. That's where we're going to debut it. So should be a good time. I'm really proud of the video. It'll be a good video, a great way to kick off Christmas. I was going to wait to debut it on Black Friday, but I thought, you know what? Let's just get it out there a week early. So, hey, welcome everybody to the stream. We got a lot of our people who usually come here. We've got a really cool community. Grandpa, have you been watching any of the YouTube channels from the people in the community here lately?
Yeah, I watched you guys last night over there at the Crossed Anchors. That was a really good show that they had on. I they showed his Crossed Anchors layout and that other gentleman's layout. I'm just absolutely amazed by the people that are involved with the trains. You would never know it. And it's really great to see the differences and the different ideas. I think everybody that's into train running, train collecting, whatever it is, I see most of the guys aren't into collecting per se, more into running, which I kind of like too. But the nicest thing about these layouts is watching somebody's railroad and getting ideas that you can use on your own layout and enjoying what somebody else enjoys. And remember, the biggest fun thing I always say about running trains and having a train railroad is, we were each of us creating our own little world of railroading, which is really kind of fun. And everybody's got a different idea what they like to see, whether it be big or small. Every layout doesn't have to be gigantic to be good. I've looked at some of the other guys that have been on the streams, and I see some layouts that aren't huge, but boy, are they fun to look at. That's the whole thing with these layouts. There's one layout, I can't remember who it was. It's like a 6x10 layout, and it is just filled with action, just everything like that. That's what makes the hobby so good.
Yeah, we love it. I think you were talking about Ben's trains, the one that he built there in his basement?
I think
Or
so.
not in his basement, but in his house there?
Yeah, it could be his. I can't remember for sure which one it is.
Right on. So yeah, Dagman was the from Dagman Productions was the other layout that we saw last night on the Crossed Anchor stream. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. They've got a really cool channel. Do a live stream on Thursday. Do a live stream on Saturdays as well. So got a really nice YouTube channel. There are a lot of other people who have really cool YouTube channels. One of them that I want to point out. We George showed it to me the other day. It was one that we just saw it, and that was Amtrak Lover 205. He had a really cool YouTube channel, and for all of you that are on here, go check his out. One of the things that we like to do is support each other here in our little corner of the hobby. We've got a really neat group, so please get out, support each other's channels, support each other's
Live or not live
streams if they do it, YouTube channels, like, subscribe, do everything like that. So get over there, check them out. So let's check some people in here, George. So first one, actually I know that there was some here before this.
I think it was
716 Rail Fan.
He was here when there was 100 minutes on the count.
716 Rail Fan first in the door. But that got rolled out of our scroll here. But the next one we've got is Trainstorm PR Marquette Productions. We got Nicholas Schnee in the house. Let's see here. Who else do we've got? We've got Ars Trains in the house. Corey here. Corey said he was trying to get a job at a train store, but it was too far away, George.
Dang. I know a friend of ours just applied at a train store. But
speaking of that, we got a couple of our friends there. We got Angel, we got Tim back in the waiting room. Our two guys over there speaking of train stores and guys that work at the train store. So let's see here. We got Mike from Cross Anchors in the house. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Mike. How's it going? Yesterday's stream was pretty fun.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Great show, Mike. You ought to ask your friend that had that railroad there. How did he get rights to burrow through the walls into other rooms?
That was
getting an elevator to bring mine upstairs and keep doing that. That's great, right? Burrowing through the walls. I think Wally and George are going to be starting to do that, like a couple of little gophers.
Yeah,
hey, that sounds
I've
good.
been trying to convince him to do it forever, Graham. I think you need to give him the little push.
So 716 is hoping for some good racing tonight. Well, we got some good trains picked out here. Good trains picked out. Let's see here, George. Who else we got here? We got Amtrak Lover 205, like we were talking about. Saying hello to everybody out here, train enthusiasts. Right on. Like I said, Tim's not only on the chat, but he's also in the behind. We'll bring him out here just momentarily. Iron Fox is in the house. That's another guy that we've had on the channel. Hope that we can get him back for the 24-hour stream. Iron Fox had a really cool layout, and he's in the process of building another layout. So good to have you here.
He was telling me about the track plan the other day, and boy, oh boy, does that look so cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing the end result. Oops. Yeah, looking good. So yeah.
So Amtrak Lovers saying congrats on 2K, George.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Corey's actually excited to see OG George in the house.
Hey there, Corey. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
I don't know if we got him yet, but Nicholas Schnee's here. Nicholas Schnee's always changing his little
PFP.
Is that what it's called?
Picture.
Profile picture. He's got Hershey's today. Always changing that around. Got Lone Wolf Rail Fan. Oh, Lone Wolf Rail Fan. I don't think we've seen him here in our stream before. Welcome, Lone Wolf Rail Fan.
Did we get Matt's collection?
Oh, and we didn't.
Hey, Matthew. How's it going?
Matt's collection and things.
He's Matt Carson.
Of course.
I like your Santa Fe there.
The F units.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know, Matt's the guy that put together not only the GFW Trains caboose that's behind here, but he also put together the 1,000 subscriber special boxcar in the back. Obsolete now, though.
Obsolete. Oh.
Yep. So let's see here. Let's see, Amtrak Lover wants to be on the 24-hour stream. Awesome. We got Concake 1523 saying hello. Hello. Anfield Railroad in the Loft saying, hey, GFW Trains or GWR Trains. Well, close enough. We'll take that.
The Great Western Railroad Trains.
You got it. Randall Ellison saying hello. Good to see you, Randall. Grandma Nita's here saying hello,
hey, Grandma.
there. Hi from Grandma. All right. Who else we got here? So, Model Railroader 1225 is in the house. Good to see you. Legit Police Gaming here. Good to see you here, guys. I'm rolling through here. Colton the Rail Friend in the house. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Paul Coker here. Hello from Bedford, Pennsylvania. All right on. Trainstorm says, I might email y'all about being on the stream. It depends on Thanksgiving and all that. My grandmother has been exposed to COVID, so it'll depend on whether we have Thanksgiving or not. Well, I hope that she's well. I hope that she stays well. I also hope that you can join us. That'd be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. So Amtrak Lover is coming to us all the way from Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Is it mobile? Can it go somewhere else?
And Corey from Ours Trains, he just reached 1,000 subscribers himself, and he's putting together a special himself, so we can't wait to see that one.
Yes, and we submitted a video.
Right on. He says he's gonna put out. I think he's gonna put out his 1K special on Thanksgiving because it's something he's thankful for. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, that actually is. That's pretty.
That's solid.
Yeah, I know. That's not something I would think of.
Smartest man in the train business, right there.
Yeah, man.
Sean's Trains in the house. Good to see you, Sean. Hey, Grandma wants to know if she can do a dining car spot on your 24-hour marathon.
Dining car, like
you have to call her up, flesh that out. That might be a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah.
George, you could eat your way across the country.
Yeah, I want to do that.
I like it. Let's see here. Iron Fox, I don't know if he's talking about the stream or not, says he's going to set his alarm for 3 a.m.
That will be great. I'm kind of interested to see who stays on. It'll be cool. See everybody, or if anybody stays on.
That'd be cool.
Long, but yeah.
Or in an Owl Dagman Productions in the House is another really, really cool YouTube channel that I've just been introduced to through Cross Anchors Railroad. He's one of the co-hosts on their live streams over there, and he's got a really, really neat setup in his basement.
He's got everything. I think it's cool because he incorporated the train show feel into his layout. So he kind of made it seem like his layout was like a show layout, and he had all the shelves up with the boxes, color coordinated. I think it's really cool, and seeing everything go through the yard or the walls. I've always wanted to have a layout that goes through the walls. But yeah, I think that yeah, his layout's amazing. I think if you haven't already, you should go check it out. But yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's got any videos of his layout on there. He's known for making videos of train shows, which is a lot of fun.
You can see his layout on Cross Anchor stream.
That's true. So D Klinger Railroad Productions here. Good morning, afternoon, D. What's up? Our good friend Jerry Satterley. Jerry's been around forever. I love Jerry. It was on George and my very first live stream. I think George did a live stream by himself before.
2 or 3 before that, but they had, I think, a total of 3 viewers. But yeah, I think that was the first like actual live stream that we promoted and stuff like that. But yeah.
So Matt thinks that you need your own YouTube channel, Dad.
Well, Matt, I'll tell you what, I got to have a production team like those guys. My limited knowledge of the videos and everything. If you've ever seen my cell phone, about the only thing I can do is call the Enterprise with it. So
the flip phone there, huh?
Yep.
That.
So Corey over there at Ours Trains wants Ben's Trains to come on here, a good friend, our post-war guy, and he says, "We summon you through the power of post-war."
Hey.
Have anything post-war that's in arm's reach?
Oh, come on, George. You got an army of post-war. I know that.
There we go. Ooh.
Oh, George, that was brilliant.
Wait, hold on.
George, show him something good.
Post-war B unit.
All right, that works. B units are good.
Yeah. So Randall Ellison says, I tell you what, Wally and George, if I'm able to get on with you guys, I'll show you the Alco FA that I bought at that fire auction. Very cool. That would be a neat one to see.
Steven!
Hey, big Steven Kofro's in the house. We got to reach out to him. Even if he doesn't contact us, that's our man we want to get on the
We
show.
would like to get Steven on the show.
Man, I would like to get Steven on with Corey again. We had a really good conversation one night.
I want to see that new layout.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So Steven's got a really cool channel, and on his channel, he's been building a new layout, and he's got an amazing old layout as well. And not old layout, but one that he had was previous.
Yeah, and they're both. I like how he incorporated the post-war feel to his new layout. He's got a post-war tubular track set up on the layout, and he's got O scale on the inside, and then standard gauge wrapping around the layout, so he can run both of those. He can run all his standard gauge stuff, which I think is really, really cool. Yeah.
So hey, Lambo's here, switching gears a little bit. How you doing, Lambo? Thanks for joining us. Gonna have a good time tonight, talking some trains, racing some trains. Let's see, Burnsy's O-scale model trains in the house. Brian Burns, good to see you, Brian. Thanks for coming in. Let's see here. Steven put in some LED hi-hats on. Signals.
Oh, wow.
For sure, huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Steve, we've been watching your construction on your new layout. That's pretty neat.
How's it going? How's Maverick?
What was that, Grandpa?
I was telling Steve I've been watching his videos on his construction on his layout there. That's pretty neat. The play-by-play going along with it. It's a neat thing to watch the progress you've made, Steve.
I think like one of the coolest feelings is when you're building the layout and you look at it and it's not finished, but it's gonna be like something really, really
your
cool.
Vision.
Yeah, like you can just imagine everything. Like I think that's kind of be like one of the coolest parts in my mind. But yeah.
So Amtrak Lover's got to sign off. He says, see you around the Roundhouse, buddy. He says hopefully he'll see us on a 24-hour stream next week. Well, make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, too, for the GFW Trains Polar Express debut video. That's going to be great. It's going to be a neat one. Katrina, make sure you tune in on that one, too. Show Maverick that. We did a neat little layout, our neat little video on Grandpa's layout over there at the GAW Trains Worldwide Studios, Polar Express. His beautiful winter Christmas Wonderland layout. So, but anyhow, we'll see you around Amtrak Lover. See you around the Roundhouse. Lance Homer's here. So, and Mike and Brian are both there at Cross Anchor Studios. Good show. Oh man,
Tim claims, Grandpa, there's nothing wrong with having a flip phone.
Oh, somebody else is in the same. Well, I can understand Tim agreeing with me. He's probably the only one that thinks that. Except
he says you got to have he says you have to have the Enterprise on speed dial. Somebody's got to have it.
Well, somebody's got to beam me up somewhere.
Right. So the Kingdom of Czars in the house says, hey, George number 2 is here. Great to see all 3 of you.
Technically, I'm George number 2. He's George number 1.
The original, OG.
But, well, hello.
Hi, Gloria.
Yaya's here. Good to see you, Gloria Placencia. Mama Yaya, is she better now? James Train's here.
Hello, James.
Let's see here. Southern Yankee Railroad's also here.
All right, James telling me to check the train.
Otherwise known as
Pet.
Southern Yankee Railroad. So, So Polar Express means 1225, and 1225 means that Train Storm's a happy camper.
Happy camper. That's right. Like the hobo on that 1225.
Right on. So that gets us to the end of the people commenting. If I missed your comments, I'm sorry. But welcome to the stream. I hope we're going to have a good time running trains, talking trains, racing trains. Speaking of talking trains, we've got a couple of other friends that are joining us. Let's see here. We got Tim here.
I don't know where Angel is.
How you doing today, Tim?
Good.
You finally look like you're out of jail there.
Yeah.
He's feeling a lot better.
Yes, then 2 weeks ago where I looked like I was about to die on the stream.
Right. And then we got our other good friend here.
Angel
Garcia in the house. How you doing, Angel?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
Doing good. So what have you guys been up to this week? Been doing anything cool train-wise? How about you, Tim?
Not a whole lot. I've kind of just been making lists of stuff I want to buy, working on a layout plan or two. You know how that goes.
How long is your list of things you want to buy?
Oh, God. You really want to see what the start of it is?
If you put it on a piece of receipt paper, it'd go all the way to York.
Well, I think I can make that happen.
Train Storm. I'm sorry. I gotta put a pause on all thoughts here because I just saw the coolest thing come up on the stream here. It's a great idea. Tell me what you think of this one, George. Ready?
The person who watches the most hours of the 24-hour stream gets a prize. Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah, how would we figure out?
I don't know. We're gonna have to put our brains to that, but that might be a cool thing to do.
Hey, I'm out for the first 7 hours because of work, so you know.
Oh, so
maybe you can tune in from your work. That would be a cool one to walk around. I'm serious.
I don't know about that. Money is money, man. You got to earn that. You know.
Well, no, I'm not saying, if you don't think that's going to be a promotional thing for your employer, they don't think so.
Don't you work at a hobby shop?
Yeah.
How better could you have an endorsement from GFW Trains at a hobby shop?
True. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mentioned your Berwyn, George. I mentioned your channel to them. They weren't fans, just letting you know.
Who? Oh,
Berwyn's Toys and Trains.
They don't even know who George and Wally are, so they could care less over there.
Oh, hold on a second. Grandpa knows Tommy Svetzka when he was George's age.
Yep. Tommy Svetzka is an interesting young man.
Yes, I've heard stories about Tommy, especially when him and Tony were together in the beginning.
We won't go there.
No, that's some interesting conversations for after the stream.
Ours called you the Tim Wizard, but it's that I'm saying it the Tim Wizard, but he said the Train Wizard. I like to think of Tim as like an encyclopedia for 3-rail trains. I'm just gonna put that out there because I think Tim knows like a lot of collections, like other people's collections, better than he knows, or better than that person knows theirs. Like
that's true.
I mean, the other day we were talking on Discord, and he goes, "Yeah, whatever happened to blah blah blah?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you brought it to Train Fest like 6 years ago," and I was like, "Oh yeah!" So we went to the back room to grab it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, Tim.
Yeah, I know other people's collections better than I know my own collection. Actually, that part is half true. I know half of my collection. The other half, I'll come across it eventually.
Angel, I don't know if you know this, but we're running your big boy too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to charge rental fees.
Oh,
Angel, it's powered by the hour.
uh-huh.
It's called powered by the hour in the railroad business.
I don't think my end trains don't have barely any miles on them, just because I never run them, and we both know why I don't run them.
You're so busy. That's why.
I think that in this live stream, that big boy is probably going to get twice as many miles as it has.
Just make sure that cold load comes up and down,
Don't worry, we can just take the drill and turn the miles backwards.
There you go.
No, just run it backwards, and the miles will go down.
Yeah, that should work.
George is going to have a used car lot someday if he knows how to do that.
Selling your trains.
Yeah. We'll just run the big boy backwards. We'll make it a cab forward, and then the miles will go down.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's brilliant. That's a
I
brilliant
know.
idea.
George, did you say cab forward?
Drink time.
Cab forward. Oh, yeah, I don't want to drink that.
I might have to go upstairs and get some iced tea here real quick.
Always famous iced tea, yeah.
For sure. So, hey, real quick, Mike from Cross Anchors has a good idea. How about this one, George?
What?
If we raise $100 in Super Chat on the live stream, a pie in the face for Wally.
No, that's not fair.
Dude, I am all for
That's
that.
messy.
No, that's not fair.
Bro.
Molly.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I get to put a pie in his face, I'm a happy camper.
We're gonna have to do that. That's another good thing for the show. So I like these show ideas right
Wally,
here. Good stuff.
Molly, I got an idea for the pie too.
Oh, what's your good idea, Dad?
Cherry pie?
No, I'll let you know.
So,
Classified.
Flavored pie.
oh man. So the Kingdom of Czar is saying, okay, who's excited for the CNO 1309? Isn't that the Save the Chessie one? I'm not sure what that one is, Kingdom of Czar. Anybody, you guys on here know what that is?
Yeah, I think it's
Yes. So Chesapeake, so Western Maryland 1309 is technically CNO 1309.
Okay.
It's a H-class mallet.
Oh, very cool.
And what
Excited about
happened?
that.
Yeah. So it was at the B&O Railroad Museum out in Baltimore. And since the Western Maryland Scenics Railroad, Western Maryland consolidation number 734 went down because of its 1472 day inspection and everything, they had to go out looking for another locomotive. So they worked out a deal with the B&O Railroad Museum, and they ended up, I guess, purchasing or leasing. I don't know. Somebody else may know that. But anyhow, they acquired CNL 1309, and they are in the process of restoring it to operating condition to do their little trips and stuff day in and day out on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad.
That'll be interesting to see an articulated locomotive that isn't on a Class 1 railroad.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that mallet, it's actually small enough that they can actually use it out there. That's the biggest thing that they need is they need something small. They need,
Yeah, I get that. I think that yeah, that'll be cool. That whistle is amazing. Oh my gosh. That I think they blew the whistle not too long ago. Actually, probably a couple of years ago.
They, I believe Trains Magazine was out there when they fired it up for the first time, which was back in, I want to say like September or so. I don't remember for sure, but maybe it was even longer than that, or maybe June or July. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting. Yeah, that'll be cool. I think that that there needs to be another articulated locomotive in the world other than the big boy.
Yeah.
Challenger.
Yeah, the Challenger.
He's talking about operating.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could have all the articulated engines you want, you know, in museums, but operating. I mean, I rather see, you know, a mainline locomotive operating, like an articulator or whatever. I rather see them operating instead of sitting in a museum someplace. I mean,
Yeah. I'd agree with you. And yes, Corey's right. Hold on, let me put this up. I think we need to see 3985 run again.
yeah.
Are we talking about mine or the real one?
The real one.
No, Angels too.
Actually,
Oh,
we need to see both run.
I think Angels
No,
3985 needs to be a priority though.
George, actually, let's change that. We've already seen Angels run, even though I popped the rod. Sorry,
I didn't know
Angel.
who did that. I don't know where that.
But no, who's 3985 we should actually see run?
I get this.
He's
What?
on the stream with us right now.
He's got a really cool layout.
Yeah.
And he's got a 3985 that
Uh-huh.
I don't think the drivers have ever turned.
I think you're right.
And I think it's going to be like that, unfortunately, for quite a while.
Oh, maybe I'll run it one of these
Next
days.
time driver goes to Florida, we're breaking in and we're gonna run that engine.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
I'll trade you.
Talking about breaking in engines, it was I had a really interesting experience. I bought a Santa Fe, a newer one, Lionel 2344 Santa Fe, and I got chastised a little bit for looking at instructions because I couldn't get the thing to run. And this was brand new, but a few years old. And I went to work on it, lubricate it up a little bit the other day, and I had to use a little bit of pushing in that, but lubrication. Finally, I got the thing to run like clockwork. But it's an interesting thing when you pick up a new Lionel train that's never been run. That it's been a few years old. It gets it's amazing what you get so frustrated. I was kind of frustrated at that, but I finally, with a little tender loving care with the gears and everything like that, I got it running, and now it just absolutely runs like clockwork. So,
I think,
yeah.
And yeah, Corey says, ooh, now a 3985 double header.
Yes.
Hey, we can
I
triple
think
head
Tim
it
and I
with a
are the
couple
only
of big
ones that are
boys,
trying
too.
to make this happen. Yes. But yeah, that I actually Tim or Angels Challenger is actually the first JLC Challenger I've ever seen run in person.
I've seen.
She's a beast.
Yeah, I've seen my first JLC Challenger. I've actually seen run in person. Goes back to, I want to say 2004 or 2005, when I was up at a Train Fest up in Milwaukee, and it was the Challenger I saw running on the independent high railers layout.
Oh, yeah.
And
Hold on, Tim. But Mike from Cross Anchor says $250 and George gets to shave Wally's beard off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think George knows how to shave himself.
I'll put my beard out for that one. Ain't no way you get $250.
See, no offense, but I don't trust George shaving, because the next thing you know, there's always going to have a bunch of nicks all over the place.
Oh, I shave myself. I give myself this.
I'm sorry, George doesn't shave. Jorge shit.
Oh, so he gets his little mustache and everything, then we get to call him Jorge. Okay, I like that.
The nice pinstripe one.
Yeah.
And Corey, to be specific, that is not a Christmas tree behind my grandpa. That is a tree.
Yes.
What's the difference?
That is a real live tree behind me there. My wife is a very avid gardener, and we have these beautiful ficus trees that we have out in the yard during the summer, and they all come in winter in our house. And right behind me is one of our bigger ones. We've got a gigantic one in the other room here. We've got 5 of them in the house, and they're very nice backdrops. And then the Christmas tree will come in next week over on the other side of the room. So maybe we'll next show or something like that, we'll use that as a backdrop and stuff and everything like that. I might even put a train around the tree this year for some reason.
Wow.
That'd be different. I haven't done that in years.
Mm-hmm. So you don't need to do that when you got a layout to put a tree underneath the tree.
Well, I've got a lot of Christmas trees on the layout, so I just pretend I'm running around them.
Yep.
Yeah, so I kind of got some bad news about Christmas tree layouts.
Let me guess, your gigantic plans have ended?
Anita's dance studio is deciding to do rehearsals from home. and she uses the living room.
Really?
So I don't know. I might
How are
have
they
to
gonna-
come up. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I
Well,
think
I mean, your dad does have the loop in the, you know, by the
George,
TV area.
you know how
So
you do it, George? Very carefully and on a dark night.
Looks like you're just gonna have to do a circle around the tree, George.
yeah.
what's that?
Ooh. George is like, I never heard of this circle
Yeah,
around
hold on,
the
what
tree.
is
I've
this?
always done big.
There is going to be a Christmas tree. Just saying. But I can't say anything right now. I'll tell you when it happens.
Ooh. Which is never.
Yeah, so all right, let's see. GFW, get one of those tiny trees you can put lights on and have one of those, or have those on the way. I did that a long time ago. Upstairs in my bedroom I had a tiny tree. And I always put either I'd always put a Geotrax layout underneath it or a Lego train layout. Now the Lego train layout I used to put underneath that was, in my opinion, probably one of the coolest layouts ever, because that went all the way everywhere upstairs except for my parents' room.
I don't know.
It never went into my
You got
sister's.
it on yours.
But yeah, I think that
The corner with the little mountain of trees. Is that yours?
and James keeps telling me I gotta check my Instagram DMs.
Why don't you do that? And I'll
Wally will take over. Hold on. Now, before we continue on, I just want to point out that right behind Grandpa George are his Monon F units that the Indiana Transportation Museum had.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Let's see it, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
So those Monons, those are some pretty cool looking Monons. Those are different than the ones that we've had on the stream here. Why don't you show us those, show those off and talk a little bit about those?
Well, here we go. These, as Tim was saying, these were made as a fundraiser for the Indiana Transportation Museum. They're Lionel, not MTH. There was 50 made of them, and so they're. I've got some friends of mine that are big time Lionel collectors, and this is probably the smallest run ever made of a Lionel engine by the factory, not having somebody else decorate it somewhere else. But they made an ABA set in both the freight, which is what I'm holding here now, and the passenger. They're really nice trains. They both have command control and everything like that. I'll put it back where it was. And that was the freight engine, and this engine is the one with the dark roof. Now, the difference between this of course is the passenger now, and if most of you guys don't understand why the colors are what they are, the colors of the passenger engine are the colors of the University of Indiana, crimson and gray, and this is the University of Indiana's. And the black and gold is the Purdue University. And there's another tradition regarding the Monon. There's two colleges that play for a trophy called the Monon Bell. That's Wabash College, and there's another, and DePauw University down in Indiana. They play for a trophy called the Monon Bell, which was a bell that was liberated from a steam engine at the Monon shop. And might be interested in another, if any of you are Purdue fans. Okay, I don't know how many Purdue fans there are outside of Indiana, but Purdue University, their nickname is called the Boilermakers. Okay, and the reason they're called the Boilermakers is because when they were playing some university back in the early days of football, they came out with a bunch of guys on the team that were like brutal thugs, which was very common in college football back in the early 1900s, and that they go to shops. They really didn't pretend to be students, but maybe they were enrolled for a few days to play football. But they had these guys, and the university said, that they were playing says it looks like they went and got a bunch of Boilermakers from the Monon shops there in Lafayette, Indiana, which were where the Monon shops were in Lafayette. And so that's how they got their name. They had these guys, thugs, that came out and played football for Purdue. And that's how the name Boilermakers came to Purdue University, because they guys worked at the Monon shops in Lafayette there. But there's real nice engines. They run real well. The difference between the MTH F3s that MTH made and the Lionel ones is the black top. The MTH engines have a white top on them. The Lionel ones have a black top on them. And I kind of did a little bit of research looking at it, since I have the Monon passenger cars that came from MTH and that, and the Monon Crimson ones. And I found that the original Monon engines actually had the black top rather on the crimson and gray one rather than a white top. And the cars actually had black tops too. So you can have it either way you want it. They're nice engines to model, and probably from what I'm told, the rarest of any stock made Lionel engines, because they were all done at the Lionel factory. There's only 50 of each, so I was very fortunate. I've got 2 sets. I've got a set complete of ABA in the passenger and ABA in the freight, but I've also got an ABA that has an A and a B in passenger, and it came with another dummy A unit in freight. So I've got 3 sets of them, and they're a lot of fun to run on the layout, and they're showpiece. And as we've talked about, my first job out of high school was with the Monon Railroad, and so Monon is very near and dear to me. It's got another little story, if you don't mind stories. When I was very young, I have a cousin that's a few years older than me. We used to have a game we'd play called Travel Agent. Now you would say, what do you do with a travel agent? Well, we'd go down to the local bank when his mother had to go down to the bank, and we'd grab all the timetables and schedules from the airlines and railroads that were in these things. And finally we got them. We came down there and did that so many times the bank wouldn't let us come in anymore, because we'd take the timetables that were there for people to pick up. And we'd go home and we'd play a game called Travel Agent. We didn't call it that, but we'll call it that for now. And we used to pick out a town, and we had to figure out how you would get there by going by transportation. And the guy that could finally stump somebody how to get there with the railroads and airlines that they picked. If you had an airline, you pick something real small or something crazy to go to, and the other guy, if he didn't have it, he wouldn't get it. And finally, we'd work our way down. But there were 2 timetables that were always the last to pick, because they didn't go anywhere. As many of you probably know, the Monon Railroad only runs between Chicago down to Indianapolis and then to Louisville, Kentucky. But there was another timetable, and there was North Central Airlines. Well, as it turns out, I worked for the Monon, and then my career as a pilot started with North Central Airlines, which I stayed with till I retired, as we became part of Northwest many years later. But that was always a lot of fun. Now you're probably going to ask, who would win? The guy that would win would have Greyhound bus.
Get the Greyhound, huh?
Yeah, if you had Greyhound bus, you could always find something the other guy couldn't possibly figure out a way to get to.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm James. James sent me a cool picture of a caboose that he's making for us. Not sure if you guys can see this.
Ooh, check this out, George. Text that to me. I can do you one better. Text that to me.
Let Wally take care of it, bro. I got this.
Text that to me. So, Angel, what have you been up to these days, train-wise?
Well, there's a train passing by my house right now, actually. I was pretty close to the train.
What tracks do you live by?
Tim, I think I told you. What is it? By Bedford Park, the railroad?
Yeah, so Angel lives by the Indiana Harbor Belt Yard over in Bedford Park.
Yeah.
He lives. Yeah, Indiana Harbor Belt. Yep.
Mhm.
Or as all the local rail fans around here, we call it the IHB.
Oh, that's it. You if you have an acronym, you're big time.
Yep.
Jim, do you know who? Tim, do you know who owned the Indiana Harbor Belt?
No, unfortunately.
The Pennsylvania, the New York Central, and the Milwaukee Road.
Well, that explains why.
So bad.
That explains why like CP and stuff uses the IHB a lot today, along with several other railroads.
Sure. No, it was owned by the 3 railroads. When I worked for the Milwaukee, I learned that.
Or Angel, how bad or is the track bad?
The noise?
No, just the track work. Is it bad?
Oh, well, I don't think so. I mean, I put a few coins on there, a few $50, maybe.
Ooh.
Angel, $50? Come on, you can't play with pennies.
He's big time.
He big time.
Dude, only
big time
people
crusher.
put pennies on the track. No, Angel, he puts the $50, and if you every once in a while he'll put on $1, full dollar.
Full dollar.
They're like as big as a sliced pickle.
So hey, check this out, George. I'm about ready to share my screen. I think I did that before, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Boom, boom, share. There's that caboose right there.
Yep.
Yes.
Pretty
Nice
neat, huh?
caboose.
Looks good.
James Trains custom made that for 2K GFW Trains.
Yeah. Tell your grandpa that he did a good job on it, James.
We're excited about that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you, James.
All right.
I'm looking for these coins right now.
Oh boy.
Ooh, the smash.
Yeah, I have them in my dresser right here. I just got to look for them. I got them in a box somewhere. I still got a few $50 left over. Some.
Ooh.
Oh, here's one.
Here are Marquette Productions on the way out. We'll see you around Roundhouse. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Used to be a quarter. Ooh.
That's
That's a quarter. I'm trying to find the $50.
Wally, do you still have some of the pennies from the Chessie Steve special?
I do.
He has. Well, I don't know if he has a pretty cool collection of smash pennies. That's for sure. And I have an
I got like a
assortment.
whole smash dollar.
And I have a pretty good collection of smash pennies from the Illinois Rail Net.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure if So Tim, do you know any or much about Illinois Rail Net?
I know the RailNet is a short line.
Okay, so you don't know anything about like specifics with the engines and stuff like that? Because if you did,
I believe the Illinois RailNet has. I know that they have a couple.
those XT50s.
Yeah, a couple of the former Hudson Bay units.
Yeah, and that's my question because I was Sam, I'm not sure if I forget the name of his YouTube channel, but he created a video yesterday that premiered last night of a drone view of that scrapyard out in Silvis, yeah. And I saw a couple of those Hudson Bay Railway SD50s out there, so I was wondering.
They're the same ones.
Well, I know that they're the same ones, but I'm wondering what the purpose of them out there is for, or why they are out there, and what engines.
I'll ask around, but I don't think they would have gotten rid of them, but I could be wrong. I mean, I'll ask around.
I remember seeing a Hudson Bay Railway 5002 out there, and that was, and then they have those Metro. They have 2 Metro E units.
They have 2 Metro E units, and they have Metro. Is it out in Silvis or is it the one out in Dixmoor at NRE? Anyway, out in one of the 2 NRE places out in Dixmoor, Silvis, they have a former Milwaukee Road, now currently Metro F40C out there, number 604.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of interesting stuff. Like they used to have they had all those U-boats that the Illinois RailNet used to run before they got those SD50s, and they had some. And I thought this was really really interesting to see this out in Illinois. But they had some, New Jersey Transit F40s, which I know are like pretty rare. I think there's only 2 left in service. And I was talking about friends from New Jersey yesterday.
A lot of the thing, like with NJ Transit, they've kind of went more with having. They've been. I'm assuming that they're using the 2 set of engines I know that they're using frequently are the ALP D45s, which are basically a dual purpose locomotive. And what it is, it's basically set up the same way as what an FL9 was. An FL9 was a dual purpose F unit that was used on the New Haven Railroad. And what it was is when you were in the New York City limits going underneath the tunnel, in the tunnels and everything, it was all electrified. So going into Grand Central, the FL9s were going in and out of Grand Central, I should say. The FL9s would all run on electricity. Coming out of Grand Central and everything, all the tunnels and stuff, they would then kick on the prime movers, and then they would run on their own power, off the diesels and stuff. So the ALPD 45s are exactly the same way. The other engines that they have are the ALP 44s, and then I believe they also, I don't know if they still have any of their AEM 7s or whatever they call them out there on the New Jersey Transit. But
don't they have like a whole deadline full of those?
They may. I don't know for sure.
I have a bunch of friends out there, and every month they'll go out there. There's I'm not sure if it's the L44s or AM7s. I'm pretty sure it's L44s though. But there's a deadline out there, and oh boy, man, is that like cool? They probably have about like 20 of them just like on this deadline, and it's sad to see the condition that they're in, but it's really really cool. But yeah, and apparently it's a dirt bike track, so they'll just like ride out and like see these Alt 44s just sitting there riding away. But yeah. Tim Lewis, welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream, Tim. Good to see you. And Trainmaster 04 in the house too. Hey, everybody just coming in, and those people that have been around for a while, do me a favor. Do GFW Trains a favor here. Wait, he's trying not to yawn. Trying not to yawn. Do GFW Trains a favor and smash that like button for us. Go over there and hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that. It helps out a lot with the algorithm. Colton the Rail Fans in the house. Good to see you, Colton.
Uh-oh, we lost Angel.
We lost Angel. Angel down. Angel down.
Well, Tim, so tell us. I know you're getting a couple of new trains. What is on the pre-order list that you are most excited about?
Well, the biggest thing that I'm excited for that's coming out from Lionel is the Vision line GS4, including the Vision Stock Express set. So that's what I ended up ordering from the 2020 Volume 1 catalog. I'm looking forward to that because then I'll have something to pull like my PFE train or just any random, freight train that's SP. Eventually, I'd like to get Eventually, I would like to get a cab forward. Because I kind of want to. I don't want to make the daylight just run freight trains all the time. I want it to run passenger as well. A lot of the Go on.
Are you gonna get so what if you were to have a freight train to pull behind that? Would you get some SP heavyweights, or how would that look?
You mean a passenger train?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I meant. Yes.
So if I was going to run a passenger train, I would buy a Golden Gate Depot daylight set, hands down. That's probably the best daylight passenger train out there. That's scale and whatever. But of course, as things don't go according to plan sometimes. So we'll see what happens. So so that is a goal of mine, to have a Golden Gate Depot daylight set. I mean, my goal actually is to have a few of the Golden Gate Depot sets, as well as a couple of the K line passenger sets. A couple more,
Yeah.
just the ones that I want. The couple that I want the main one that I want is the 8-car Santa Fe Midnight Chief.
What about the God, what's the name of the set that you have? The K-line set. The
Golden State.
Yeah.
The Golden State, not really.
You're gonna run an SP engine, that's a good one to have with it.
Yeah. The thing with the Golden State set is, I don't know. It's not like, it doesn't strike my appeal really. It's a cool set. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I may wind up finding one. The biggest thing for me to have it is, I would like to have a set of E units, Rock Island E units, to pull it. That's the big thing, really.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Tim, but yesterday I was scrolling through OGR form, and I saw something interesting. Well, actually, no, I wasn't scrolling through OGR form. I was looking at I'm gonna sound like real weird right now, but I was looking at pictures of cab forwards, and for particularly studying the trains that they were pulling in the pictures that were taken. But I came across this picture of a Lionel catalog cab forward, but it wasn't the AC-12 that they came out with. It was actually an AC-4, and it was in the 2008 catalog.
The AC-6. So, yeah, the AC-6 Lionel, I don't know why they canceled it. If I talk to Sid, he'll probably tell me why, because he's got all that knowledge, and it's like, okay. But yes, they canceled that cap for the AC-6, which
that
sucks, but, it would be cool if they do it. I would just love for Lionel to rerun the AC-12, because I would just get one of those and I'd be happy. Unfortunately, to all the guys who are probably out there telling me, you should get 4294, you should get 4294.
You get voice. I mean, I would be my first. I think I would be wondering.
Yeah, but myself, and it's the same thing. It's the same reason why I bought it's the same reason why I bought 759. The reason why I bought Nickel Plate 759 is that it's more well known with the older crowd who actually got to see the 759 run when Ross Rowland was running it back in the 60s, and back in the 60s. But that's kind of why I like it. It's not as popular today as what the 765 is with everybody else. And it seems like every layout or modular group setup that we go, our one member in the club, he brings his 765 all the time. Myself, I don't like having two of the same locomotives on the layout. I just like, okay. And it's like, well then. Because the reason, it's not so much, I mean, I don't care if they're on the same layout running. The biggest thing is, you don't want to walk over them with the same ID number. That's the biggest thing. Because with leg teams you see in Legacy, you only have 2 digits to choose for the ID number. Which is just like, okay, great. Now we got to try and figure this out. So that's kind of why I bought the 759.
So, all right. Timothy Pesca's coming in. Welcome, Timothy Pesca. We've got another good question here from Isaiah Hawkins. Isaiah is asking, here's a question, and I want everybody on this group, all 5 of you guys, or all 4 of you guys, I'm not excluding myself. What's your best option to get trains? We'll start with you, Grandpa, OG George.
Okay, if you're just starting, all right. My first option that I would do, if you're new to the hobby and just absolutely new, a hobby shop is probably the best place to start, because find a guy that's, like where Tim works. I don't know where you live, but I'm sure there's some good hobby shops around. But you got to go to one that really specializes in, especially if you're into the O gauge trains. If you're looking at getting into HO trains, there's a lot of places, a lot of things, but O gauge trains are a real, they're a strange duck. Many hobby shops just don't want to mess with them, because you either get into it big or you don't get into it at all, I think is the way to put it. We have a hobby shop friend that we have bought some things from him, but I have one grandson that buys model airplanes from him, and that's their big bag. When a train comes in, it's nothing, or they quit selling all kinds of trains. But you have to find a hobby shop that's into the O gauge trains. Now they're going to have a decent selection for you. Get some advice there, or if right now with the virus thing, it's a little hard to get into train clubs. But I would, depending on where you live, I would really suggest exploring getting into the Train Collectors Association and one of the divisions of the TCA, and going to their meets, finding out, you can find out where it's close. I know I had trains when I was a kid, but when I got back into trains, when I got tired of the HO stuff, and I decided, I really like the O gauge, and I got pointed to the TCA, which opened up a lot of venues, places to go buy trains at swap meets, and from dealers that generally, when they're at meets, they'll sell them at a little bit of a discount. But I would say, if you can find a good hobby shop that actually sells it, and I like to push the hobby shops, because we really should, train meets and buying online and things like that are, it's easy. But it's not for the faint of heart. You can buy something online and get a piece of junk, and what do? Then you get frustrated because it doesn't work, and you have nobody to go back to, or nobody to show you what you did wrong. And when you're first starting, you need advice and you need help. Otherwise, it's not going to be any fun for you. And the worst thing you can do is go out and buy a train and not know anything about it, not know how to put it together, everything like that. But that's the way I would go about it. Find a nice train shop, and to be quite honest, I was actually when the Train Collectors Association was pretty strict, because they had a lot of people they wanted to keep it a pretty closed, vested thing. You had to have 2 signatures of people to get in the TCA, and one of them was that owner of the hobby shop I used to go to. He was one of my sponsors to get in TCA, and I still bought things from him for years, even though I could buy things probably for less money and that at the TCA. And at that time, of course, the new stuff hadn't started coming out yet, so you were buying the post-war Lionel, which is what I was after, or post-war American Flyer, as some people were after. But I would highly recommend that. And of course, you're in the right place to get advice like that. This is being on a forum like this, where I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't have a little bit of knowledge about where to buy and how to do things. If you can you can feel free to ask a question of GFW Trains. Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of the price? How would you set up a layout? And one of the things, getting started in railroading, you'll find you're going to get a lot of opinions, but all of those opinions are valid. They may be not what you want to hear, but they're all valid, and you have to solidify what you hear into putting into the package you want. But you can get an awful lot of good advice. Like, I was going to ask Tim a question when he was done talking about something. He works at a hobby shop, and he knows what's coming out. I listen to these guys talk about the new stuff. It used to be, when I got into train collecting, everybody used to talk about the old Lionel. You'd say, okay, you got a 6374 and light this or something like that, especially with the pre-war trains. a 922 in Peacock, and you'd say, "What the hell is 922?" It was like talking in a code that only if you were a super train collector you knew what the hell they were talking about. It's a little better now because those guys that were doing all the selling and everything in those days were the older fellas. I was a young guy in that. Now I'm the old guy, and I think you find the people that are in train collecting now, and especially those ones on the forum that I see. Boy, I see everybody willing to help you, but start with a hobby shop, and then you can, and then check out the TCA, and I say it, LCCA. I don't speak that language because I'm not in it, but I understand it pretty good. But then you find swap meets in your area when this virus thing goes. I'm sure that when the virus thing goes down at the end of the year and everything, these things are going to be out there like you wouldn't believe. People are going to be so bent up to do this stuff. You'll find a lot of shows out there. Enough said by me.
So, well, thanks. And to touch on that real quick, in the link down below, we've got the GFW Trains Discord. Go check out the GFW Trains Discord. There's a lot of good chatter there on trains and buying trains and where to find good stuff. And one of the things that I really like that happens on the Discord is when somebody says, "Oh, you know what? I really like this particular railroad, or I'm really looking for this." All of the guys on the Discord dive right in, and they'll find stuff and say, "Hey, Wally, I found such and such. What do you think of this one?" And send me the link to the eBay or something like that. So, Angel, how about you? What about you and where you buy your trains?
Well, nowadays I usually buy my stuff from eBay, which is probably not the smartest decision anymore. Before they started taxing stuff, applying state taxes and all that on the trains, I was big into buying from eBay. But the first place that I started buying from was what George was saying about starting off from a local hobby shop. I started buying from Berwyn's Toys and Trains, was where my first 2 sets came from. They were both starter sets, and they came with the track and the transformer, the engine and passenger cars are rolling stock. And that's how I started buying. And then as things started to get, I wanted to get more in depth with the hobby. I started going to different train fairs, like the DuPage County. What is it called? The train fair? I can't remember the exact name of what it's called.
Great American Train Shows.
Right.
American Train Shows.
Yeah. Started going there. And there, you get to know people better. You get to know how to run like bigger scale stuff rather than just running starter sets, and getting more connected with the hobby, and that's a good thing to have. So when things break or you don't know how to set something up, what Wally's doing, he has a ton of friends where he doesn't quite know how to set up all the switches or wiring for the double crossover, and so he has friends or connections, and now you get to do more things that you like and grow with the hobby a little bit more. So yeah, that's going to those fairs was a big thing for me because it's not taxed, and when you want to buy things that you don't have or things that you're open to buying, it's a little bit cheaper and you get to see it firsthand. But I think the hobby shop is the great way to start. And eBay used to be a thing of mine, but then they started doing taxing a lot more, and it started to become more expensive and start less auctioning and more buy it now stuff, and plus you're buying it online, so you really don't know what you're getting until you see it and it's delivered to your house. I ordered a GB1 during the summer and the thing came cracked at my front door. But I've also been lucky at the same time where I found a Vision Line Big Boy sold as an MTH Big Boy, and they didn't know it, and I bought it. Got lucky with that, and that's the one that's on Wally's layout right now.
Yeah, and I gave you so much crap for that.
That's not the first one that I found either. I mean, that was the first one, but I found another Vision Line, and that's in a different spot right now. But anyways, just outsource all your options: hobby shops, eBay, fairs. That's where you buy the stuff at, and it depends on what you want to buy. But best place to start is your hobby shop. Support your local hobby shop because they're going downhill because of the internet and selling stuff on the internet now. So
then it's especially hard too with the coronavirus. It's hitting a lot of them hard.
Yeah, but that's my advice.
So, well, thanks, Angel. What about you, Tim? Any advice? You work at a train store.
Yeah, it's for first thing, and I agree with both George and Angel. Start out with a hobby shop first. That's the biggest thing. Start out at a hobby shop. The first place that, or I should say, the first hobby shop that I believe actually my first train set that I have actually came from the hobby shop that I work at today. And
Oh, really?
so, yeah. So, my first place to buy stuff at was the hobby shop. It was, I believe maybe my work or someplace else. I don't remember, but it was a hobby shop. Um, then, as I got older and stuff, you start ordering, you go to train shows, you buy stuff here and there. And then you get older again, you get your own money. Well, then you can order from online from other hobby shops or eBay or direct from some manufacturers. So currently now I kind of where I buy my trains, I go all over the place. I buy stuff from a couple local hobby shops around from me, and then I also go online on eBay, and I also get stuff from other places because the nice thing is, especially with MTH, you could see that they have it. You go to their product locator, you type in the part number for whatever item you want, search it, you find it locally, okay? On the product page. Oh, well, so and so's got it. And I've watched videos from where I know JD Stocks, Jason over there, from Jason's O-Gauge Trains or whatever, JD Stocks. I know does a lot of business with Stockyard Express out in Oberlin, Ohio. So I remember last year when I was finishing up my New York Central Mail train for Train Fest, I needed an RPO card. I didn't have an RPO card. So I'm trying to look, okay, where could I go? So I searched up and I'm like, oh, okay. And I saw Stockyard Express had an RPO card in New York Central. So I ended up calling them up and I bought it from them. Like Angel says, you gotta look around for stuff. Don't just have one option. The big thing that I would suggest stay away from buying trains from Amazon.
Oh my
Don't
God.
buy anything from Amazon. Buy from a local hobby shop or a well-known retailer. That's the biggest thing that I would do.
So
Because you're going to get the best service from them and not Amazon.
Yeah. One of the fellows just commented online, or Trainmaster04 commented online about buying from places like Train World and Charlie Rowe. Both of those places are big. If you're fortunate to live out there in that New York area or the Boston area, where they have tremendous stores. Both of them have beautiful retail stores. Train World used to have 2 or 3 of them. I don't know if they're down to one now
They have 2.
Pete Bianco and Charlie Rowe, those guys, I've known them for years, and that's if you buy online from them. But again, they're not the greatest for advice. They're great for buying, but they're not great for advice, and that's why I suggest the local hobby shops first, because find somebody that can give you the advice. If you can't get any advice from whomever you're buying from, don't buy from them, because there's somebody that will give you the advice that really wants to sell you the product. If I might jump in, when I used to sell trains, I partnered with a guy, and we used to do nothing but sell at the train shows, and we gave outstanding good prices. And I used to be the guy. He used to say I'm the salesman. People would come up to us and didn't have a clue what we were doing, and a lot of our business was with collectors at the train shows, and everybody would be haggling with him, and he'd say, what we do is together, I'd be the one that pointing out to people how they get started in the trains and what they should buy, what the best quality, when you're dealing with the 1970s Lionel, early 1980s Lionel, there was such a difference in quality between some of their pieces. if you bought the cheapest thing, it was not going to last you and you weren't going to be happy with it. And I used to try and sell people, this is the piece you want. You're not going to regret owning this in a year. And you're not going to look at, say, I bought a piece of junk for $50 when for $70, facetiously that number, for $70, you could have something that you're going to be lasting and you'll be running today. And that's the one. Advice is the best thing you can get, and a lot of those places are good, and they're good to buy from. And when you're buying off eBay, you better know what you're looking at. Sometimes eBay is good; you'll get something good. Sometimes you can buy something at an auction and make out all right. Sometimes you can't. It's a crapshoot. But if somebody's a brick and mortar store, you can walk back there and say it doesn't work, or you can have them test it before you leave, which is a nice thing to do. Enough said by me.
Well, hey, you're bringing it back here to us. Look at what just happened right over here behind my shoulder.
Hey,
George moved.
I'm loving this.
All of the big steam off the main line. Moved on some train racing trains.
I told Walt George, I says, now try to make your old man cry tonight, please. Thank you.
Do we have to sound the bugle for the horse trains are nearing the post?
Yep.
I think we do.
How about this one, Wally? Ladies and gentlemen, drivers, start your engines.
Start your engine. What do we got going on in the first round, George?
Blue.
NW2s?
Oh, NW2s. Those are the favorites. The house engines. Mm-hmm. I've got an announcement that I'm going to make on the live stream about the GRT. That's the George Racing Team, if you didn't know, which is the subsidiary of GFW Trains. It's kind of like the Grand Trunk Railroad's a subsidiary of Canadian National. The GRT, the George's Racing Team, is going to be putting together a fleet, and I'm going to be putting together a fleet in Chip Hicks Racing House, Chip Hicks Speedworks, Chick Hicks Speedworks.
Oh boy, got cars on the brain.
We're gonna put a little stable here together. So what do we got going on here today, George? Time for train racing for all of you boys and girls. Time to put the women and children to bed, or the girls and young men and children to bed, and it is time for racing. Race fans, are you ready? Georgia, yes. Are you ready to cry?
Ooh, American Flyer.
Yeah. So here we go. First race of the night. We've got two of the classic house engines. Neither one of them are the original blue, but we have two fake blues. We have Chesapeake and Ohio 624 driven by George, and the Chesapeake and Ohio 624 driven by me. So,
guys, which one do you think is gonna win? Which engine?
Intertrack.
Intertrack always.
Well, I think the C-No 624 is gonna win.
Honest, if you want my honest,
I think that yeah, I'm gonna put a whole Roku remote down on Chesapeake and Ohio 624.
Ooh.
Which one?
Chesapeake and Ohio 624. That one.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Ooh.
Now, if you ask me, whatever track's got the higher voltage is the track that's gonna win.
Maximum out.
Yep.
To the floor.
They both should have 22 volts.
Ooh.
There we go.
Because I don't know how to change the voltage separately on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll be able to help.
I gotta add your batteries too. I think it's dead.
So oh boy.
Yeah. And we gotta figure out what's wrong with the Wi-Fi. But other than that, the legacy stuff works real well. I wish that I like what MTH did with the TIUs, just because those are, I feel like those are a lot more like, I don't know. I think they're better to use than the legacy base. If you were to ask me, because you seem to be able to do a lot more, like control the voltage and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. You might have a different opinion, but I've been really impressed with the TIU we have, and I like how you can add the legacy base as well to the TIU. We're lining up.
Personally, myself, I agree with you. I like the ability that you can control, your transformer power via the variable channels on the TIU or whatever. The big thing that I like about the TIU is the ability that you can turn the variable channels on it to fixed voltage channels all the time, which is pretty cool. So that way you can use one TIU to basically, if you have a double track main line or 4 main lines, that don't matter. Or, you could use the one TIU to, run the whole layout, all 4 tracks or whatever. But personally, I'm kind of, some people may think I'm joking when I call myself this, but I'm a boomer, so I rather just sit behind a transformer, power up my trains, and then just run command control that way, not just go to the remote and, throttle up my transformer that way. I just rather use regular transformers and be done.
Yeah, I'm old school. I go to George's and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like,
hey, at least you're figuring out the legacy remote again after like 4 years of not using it.
Yeah, right. Well, that's when Luke used to run my train for me.
Yeah.
At CLRC.
Alrighty.
So here we both go, guys. Let's see here. We got on the upper level here. We've got camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. For those of you that are just joining us, might not have ever seen the train races before. We race trains around our track. George usually ends up crying. I end up doing a little dance. Such a good train racer here. Start right here. We go around 2 times. We have 3 races. 3 races, 2 laps each. 1 lap on the outer, 1 lap on the outer race track, 1 lap on the inner race track. Then we flip the tip tinner can, call the tip tinner, and the person that wins the tip tinner gets to call which track that they want to get on for the last race, if there is a last race. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have the first race. 2 blues. George, the loser, versus the Ayatollah of Trainola. 1 lap around practice. 1 lap around, boys and girls.
So I'm just I'm gonna make a bet that when the train comes around over by the track cam over there at a high rate of speed, the track cam will no longer be standing straight up. It'll be on its side.
Oh, you're going for a track cam fail, huh?
Yes. And I see you figured out that your train disconnected. I tell you, it must be those pickup shoes, man.
Well, if you got shoes on the bottoms of those blue engines going over those raw switches, you can guarantee that you're going to get a coupler open.
Yeah.
Oh, got some rough starts for these fake blues.
See, you got to have the real stuff. You can't have the fake stuff because the fake stuff is bound to have issues.
Me and Wally have yet to race, and I've been prepared to gap him.
What?
The last time I went there, we didn't race, Wally. I wonder why.
Didn't want to make you cry, Angel. I'm a nice host.
All right. I'm retired, luckily. So
I see how, when I was over there, Wally never made me cry, which is good.
Oh, no. I'll make you cry. I'll make you cry.
Okay.
Inside track issues for all those inside track people. They're like the inside track.
Yeah, imagine running the Red Devil on the inside track.
Ooh. That Red Devil wouldn't make it. For those of you who don't know, the Red Devil is a fastest train in the house, but it doesn't like to stay on the track.
Nope, and I cannot get it to stay on the track. I failed at it quite well. But, you know, hey, I had to take a chance, and I'm like, I want to see how difficult this is. And yeah, it's difficult.
You raced Rat Rod Thomas with the Red Devil? Which one
No,
you raced?
I raced, I think I raced Thomas versus the Red. I think it was Thomas versus the Red Rocket I raced, and I think Thomas broke on me.
There's Thomas right there. He's made out of a 1666 bottom and a shilling whistle top.
Mm-hmm.
Made that one.
Yep. Oh boy, George is just like, oh come on.
Are they losing their train again?
Yeah.
George
Every time they go over the double crossover, right?
Shoot. Use the
Let's run the engines without the cars, guys.
Nope. They go too fast. What's wrong?
That was rolling up, and that's what was causing me to jump the track.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, for you guys that are operators, Ross switches are really, really nice, but you know, you've got the sliding shoes on all the old operating cars and the couplers on some of the engines, and they open the couplers all the time. I can't use any of the operating cars I have on my railroad to get to the accessories because they, you know, I've either just got to statically put them by the accessory because the couplers open all the time. I've had, if your coupler droops a little, your sliding shoe droops a little bit. I had a very nice GG1. I put it on the layout when I first built it, and I ripped the sliding shoes off the GG1. And I was very upset with that one because they're so hard to put those sliding shoes back on once you break them, and then you got to have some. You got to do some riveting, and it's a real pain in the neck. And I haven't run the GG1s on the layout since then.
Damn.
So it's but you know, the Ross switches are, you know, I give them credit, they're very nice, but they they don't do well with the sliding shoes. I think the Gargraves do a little better, but the Ross ones.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's see here. Oh, Matt's gonna make me cry. I doubt it, Matt. And as Bill points out, it's called train racing, not engine racing. Hold on. All right, we've got one camera, two camera. We lost the third camera. I got to get the track cam going.
Uh-oh. Anyways, but yes.
Showing live feed what they're getting.
Out in the kitchen.
Let's see.
That's really interesting.
Crane Master of course got a question. I didn't even know they had this, but
Bill's right about that. It's train racing.
What do you think about Lionel's version of voice control?
The Chinese are going to listen to me what I tell my trains when they misbehave.
I know.
Well, I mean that is it's valid.
Hey Tim,
I personally, you know, I don't know. To me, I think it's a waste. I mean, how high tech can our trains get? You know, how high tech do you want them to be? I mean, there's some people out there who want our trains to be high tech, and then there's others like myself where it's like they're teched out enough. They don't need to be any more teched out.
yeah,
You know, especially for when, like, you know, grandma or grandpa is gonna buy their grand Sunday train, and then it's got like, you know, that's the biggest thing my boss has of MTH and all the Wi-Fi train sets, because MTH went straight to the Wi-Fi, and my boss and I, and he, you know, we agreed that it's just silly, you know, because, you know, MTH makes a great product. And what they did with going straight to Wi-Fi in their train sets, it's like, you know, you should never have done that just because, you know, if grandma and grandpa want to buy their kid or grandkid or whatever I should say, or even parents. I mean, I don't think that there's many grandparents are going to give their 2 or 3-year-old grandkid their phone or whatever or iPad to run their train. That's not going to happen. It's the same thing with the parents. But, I got a 2-year-old, I got a 2.5-year-old cousin, and she's got her own phone. And I'm just like, wait, you're 2.5 years old and you have your own phone. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't get it.
Yeah, there's something neat about running a train with a VW transformer and using the handle on it like you're driving the throttle of an engine. If they made it into a console like a control panel of a EMD engine or something like that with a lever going back and forth and run different run positions where it digitally did that, I think people would jump up and down rather than having a thing twisting a knob.
Mm-hmm.
I've never known anybody to drive an engine twisting a knob.
If there's a thing that came out for the DCC world,
all right,
it was the thing is called
I'm talking about the DCC world.
Hey!
Come on! This is train racing.
Hey!
Watch George Crowley. Come on, baby.
All right, we've been waiting, guys.
He jumped him. Oh, he lost his load. All right. Well deserved.
Wally and I know why we've been sitting here talking.
George won. Oh, no, George has his own issues too. Look at that.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Train master, what are you talking about?
Oh, he lost. Wally lost the train.
Come on. Let's see here. Get that piece going backwards.
Actually, on Train World's live stream from Sunday, Train Master 04, Howard Hitchcock brought it up during their roundtable discussion with all the other manufacturers and a couple of the magazine people and such. That Lionel's going to be doing the voice controlled stuff as well. So I think a lot of people have heard about it from the Train World live stream from Sunday.
Tim, are they going to have on that voice stream? Are they going to have the engineer? You're going to be able to say to the engineer, "Put some more coal in the thing." Are waters below the glass line? Is that what you're going to do?
I don't know, but I guess you're gonna be able to tell like the basic commands. Okay, start up. Blow the whistle, or ring the bell. Okay, play the arrival or departure crew talk sequences. Load the coal. I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. I don't know yet, but I just kind of think it's a little ridiculous in my opinion. But as long as it doesn't jack the price up anymore, which that's wishful thinking.
That's why they bring out new products so they can charge more money for it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
so
the car.
We'll see what happens, what they do with the whole thing. I kind of think it's a little silly in my opinion, but like I said before, I'm a 21-year-old boomer.
Yes.
Isaiah, you got it right when you talked about that. Isaiah just made a comment there, and he's right.
Yep. I mean, that's the same thing. That's how I feel with the MTH Wi-Fi system, or just either the LCS system or the MTH Wi-Fi.
It's that
I feel that running the train off your phone or an iPad, it just takes the fun away from having an actual controller in your hand and controlling the train that way. To be honest, I mean, I love, I don't mind sitting behind a transformer and controlling the train that way. I think it's cool because it's like, a real railroad kind of a thing. You're actually controlling the train for real.
Yeah. Well, did you know that Darth Vader used the Lionel command control in the TIE fighter? Remember, he was sitting there turning it like this?
I gotta see that. That's cool.
That's funny.
My wife brought that up to me. She said,
Who won that race, Wally?
are we ready to race?
My train is all together. It's all good. All
you
right.
Sure about that?
That contraption?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Tim. What was that? Angel, what was that?
What's one of those push carts called? I forgot what they call them. They got the two guys.
Oh, Angel. Oh, there you go. We're back.
There's the contraption.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at that. Tim's back. Right.
I see he's getting a little testy over there, over at the worldwide studios of GFW Trains. I don't know about that. I think he's itching to kick his son's butt in train racing.
Well, they better get started, or the trains are gonna get tired of sitting there.
Yes, I agree.
A ramp. Have to jump on a bed or something.
Yeah.
We got one of our cameras we got down. We're getting that back up. We got the trains.
Working out the kinks there.
Yep.
Isn't that always the way it is when if you go to change, you get everything running just right, and then you change to something else and nothing works.
Yeah. So Angel, I see your box for your Vision Line Preto Sounds Big Boy.
Ooh.
Voice again.
There you go. Mic off. All right.
We're hearing like 7,000 voices. It would help if the train's in forward.
Tim, you're a party pooper.
All right.
Hey, actually, that was kind of fun last stream to watch the trains go reverse too. Not gonna lie.
Nice shoes, George.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, best of 3 races, 2 laps each. On your marks, get set, go.
Ooh, this is close. Oh, they're together. They're staying together.
Angel, he put tape around the couplers. That's why they're staying together.
Oh. Some good old duct tape.
Oh!
It's only because we had the interlude.
Hey, Wally, drop the comment down from the screen so we can make the screens bigger. The camera views, I should say. There you go.
Here we go. That's all right. Old Blue, that was not a bad race by Old Blue.
Nope.
That was pretty tight. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as tight a race where they didn't fall off the tracks as I've seen.
Nope.
Race, quality race right there.
All right.
That's what's called standardization in the IndyCar thing.
They should race some G gauge. See how that goes.
I don't think they've got any G gauge. I've got G gauge cars and no engine.
Mm.
All right.
No track to mount anything either.
On your marks, get set, go.
Oh.
Now, in my defense, I wasn't the one that put the trains together. In my defense.
We're going to need a third-party inspector to make sure everything's fair.
Man, you're starting to sound like some people I know.
Tim?
No.
Oh.
Were you finger there, boy?
Yeah, I just had a spazzo. Oops.
It's the new TikTok thing that George says.
On your marks, get set, go.
Oh.
What are you guys trying to do?
I'm
Too
not,
Tim, while they're doing it, hey, Tim,
I'm not the one to put it on the track. Oh. My train is just trying to fight your train out.
Oh yeah.
this is like watching the first lap of the Indy 500 many years ago, where they couldn't get around the first turn.
We not in our case. We can't even get past the straightaway.
All right.
Well, 1967, boys.
All right.
90 watts. Get set. Go.
Maybe I looked at it.
Going away.
It's the inner track. It doesn't make any difference. It's not dry. I see George using the whistle boost system too.
All right. All right. Tip dinner time, George. Tip dinner. For those of you who don't know, we got the tip dinner here. One side's got words. One side doesn't have words. You call it. If you win the call, you get to choose the track. Words or no words, George?
I'm going with tails.
What's that mean?
No words.
No words. Boom.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see it, no words.
I'm
George.
going with the inside track.
Inside track. Inside track.
Grease the track, Wally.
Man, good winner so far tonight. Winner, winner, chicken dinner on the inside. Don't worry, I got a little something up my sleeve. Little something. You'll see it. Ooh, did we lose that camera?
Yeah, it keeps coming out.
Hook those up. We'll get this camera back up again.
Alrighty.
You're all right. You're doing great, guys. You've got a great picture.
Double trouble. That looks kinda cool.
So, since I was away, how close was the last race? Was it pretty close?
Exactly the same as the last one. They were the same distance apart. Just the inner track won again.
But luckily, I got the inner track this time. So
I think it doesn't matter who drives. It's just what track they're on.
I agree with that.
I think
It's all about what track you're on and the power going to the transformer.
George, do you use the whistle boost?
What? What's that?
You don't know?
Oh, don't play dumb, George. I think you know.
I can see
George mostly in the
Wally
last
knows
one.
about the whistle boost, don't you, Wally?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I know.
sort of
I'm
like-
sure.
It's like pushing the push to pass, Wally.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of it.
Yeah, what's that?
All right.
Grandpa George, if we asked Bilko that, I think he would tell us what it is, or he would play the same game. I don't know. What you talking about, whistle boost?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, who's here to watch George cry? I am. You are. We all are.
Actually, Wally, I'm here to watch you cry. Please don't kick me.
Hey, that guy 75 says, "Nice shirt." Hi, Cody. How's it going?
Right on, right on. Lovely this Trainmaster shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on your marks. Get set. Go.
Oh.
Go.
Wow, Georgie, what's going on? Come on, Georgie, use the whistle boost. You know what it is. Use the whistle boost. Come on. Come on.
Oh.
I don't believe it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Kachuga.
Watch George do the walk of shame now.
Kachuga. Kachuga. On the outside. Didn't get to pick the track. I got to pick the track. One. George is crying.
George, give the channel to Wally right now. Give the whole YouTube channel to Wally right now.
Hey,
Hey,
George. Hey, George, did you tell Wally it's your show? You're supposed to win all the time.
Oh, he's gonna cry. George is gonna cry.
Words.
Wally to cry. Not gonna
Hey,
get to cry.
I mean,
George don't got it. Oh yeah, that train's by himself. What? Because this one's the gear is stripping. It doesn't like trains.
Well, then I don't want to race this one.
The gears are stripped.
I'm running cabooses. Just cabooses.
Okay.
Just cabooses. I got this one here. Is look the GFW trains racing right off the shirt right there.
no, that's the Wally. That's the Wally Werder special over there in your hand. There.
This one for those of you that haven't been around here. This one's so fast it's got rockets strapped to the top. That's what makes it so fast.
Yeah.
How's that camera view coming through? Is it pretty pixelated?
It's a little pixelated.
No, I don't think so.
It's not like pixelated. It's just a little grainy.
It's where the lettering shows on their shirts is what it amounts to.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more delineation to get that lettering. Other than that,
I'm gonna try, guys. Hold on a second.
All good. Yeah, and it's only when they're moving.
Oh. Is that any better?
It's better.
Great picture. Great picture.
All right. Good. So I just wanted everybody to see George's tears in HD.
Ooh.
HD tears, George.
Them high definition quality stuff, eh?
Right. See him pulling down his face. Ooh. There we go. Gong. There we go, you Red Rocket! Woo!
Warming up the tires, Wally.
Mm-hmm. Warming up the tires and,
Yeah, George ain't got nothing for that. Blue Ride got the Red Rocket. Oh, this one, does it have a light in it? What? Does this one have a light in it?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Some high class. SP Union Pacific caboose upgrade right there. Custom. Go to the streamliners. Some of that custom. Oh, we got two cabooses.
Now, like I said with the last stream that I was on, if you ever, you got to watch closely with the red rocket, because you'll see it like when it's running down the track, especially in the curves.
It's Tippy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some train races?
Yes.
Mr. Orlax here, locked down here. We're locked down here in Illinois too, but
Hey, Wally.
down in the basement, ready for the train races. I don't think you saw train races the last time you were here. Seen some train races tonight. That guy's good to see you here. Glad you're joining us tonight.
Hey, Cody.
Like the shirt, like the club, Somerset County Train Masters from New Jersey, 4-H club. Bunch of young men and young women with a modular layout. Great group. All right. Here we go. Lambo back. Good. We're getting some people coming in. Thumbs up on everybody. Who's going to win? We got the Blue Ride. Who's going to win? Blue Ride or the Red Rocket? Weigh in, everybody.
I can't give a thumbs up because I'm part of the
Whoever called go.
I
Right there, that's the.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
He's got instructions. Grandpa, why don't you tell him how to read those instructions?
A, sit in cockpit. B, turn on key. There's nothing a German officer can do.
Is that an
That's
empty?
Yeah, it's an MTH manual.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket. I've got Red Rocket right here, cross anchors.
Looks like it's for a Proto 1 engine.
Over here. Loser Boy has got a.
There we go. GFW trades.
Whoop, whoop.
Wait. There we go.
Chris Lambo says he got no tears.
Yeah, what? Sponsored by MTH, right, George?
Was sponsored.
Was.
Grandma says 4H rules. Likes that 4H. Red Rocket. We got a lot of Red Rocket love.
I'm going with the Red Rocket on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go on the train race. On your marks. Smash that thumbs up button. We've only got 21 of them. We're really way down. We usually get about 40 by now. Hit me with that thumbs up button if you haven't already. On your marks.
How many do you show?
Get set.
How many do you show on the thing? It says how many.
Fly a 15.
Go!
Oh no, that's a mistake right there. Might as well keep going backwards, George. Do 2 laps, see if you can beat him.
Lap 1 done. Come on, Georgie, more power, more power, more power. Wally, you too.
Oh.
Blue wins.
I think the blue one had that.
I think I won on that one, George. I think I won.
Why did you
Blue.
Because you're supposed to go around the track the other way.
Well, I didn't know it. Well,
I'm on the inside, so I can win again.
You didn't win.
He still got to the finish line first, though. I don't know.
I was there. I was there.
I'm calling it a tie.
All right, a tie. That's fine. It's a tie. Are we gonna do the same one, or are we going switching tracks?
Let's do it one more time because I want to go the right way this time.
Who's saying go? Grandpa George should say go.
I'm gonna say go for you guys.
Oh, it's fair.
Countdown from 10, Grandpa.
Countdown from 10.
Yes.
Countdown from
right.
10. Come
Are
on.
you ready?
Both hands up.
Are you guys ready?
Blue Rod's ready. They're ready to
Are
lose.
you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, put your hands up if you're ready. All right. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Oh, Blue Rocket is moving. Whoa.
That's a nice one.
Same,
That was a good race.
same show.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'll fix that. You get the other ones. There we go. Bring them back around. I believe that would be a disqualification for you. What? But I'm a nice dad. I mean, I
It
want to
would be. Technically, it would be. He went through his lane.
make psychological problems. So we'll run that one again.
Good. Because I was kind of regretting a decision I made early on.
Oh. See, the Red Rocket has got some
Nice tail, George.
pickup issues here with All right. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Uh-oh, I hear some stripping gears going on.
Blue motor. Oh.
Bad day.
Man, Wally's just exposing you, George, on the outer rail too. That's
Closing it down with the right. Got the afterburners on that thing. If you guys could hear it here, those gears are stripping away. Doesn't do
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's going to be time for some new gears soon. I think if you can find it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me some new gears over there at your fancy hobby shop.
I don't know. Maybe I could give you a whole. Maybe I could give you a whole new chassis or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I want to save those gears. That's a classic chassis right there. That's a chassis of a winner. A winner. George, take a look at it. You want to be a winner? Take a look at that chassis.
That's a Cromley chassis right there.
What? Chassis of a winner. Do you know how much of a winner that train is, George? They make T-shirts of that train. Have you ever seen a T-shirt?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's on your shirt right there, George.
T-shirts.
Wow, George is gonna go change his shirt now. I tell you.
George is crying. Don't worry, guys. That's why he went away. He didn't want to cry on the live stream.
Did he just turn his shirt inside out?
Yeah.
WFG trains. George, that's a nice trains WFG shirt you got, George.
What? This is a.
All right, get back over here. Get over here. You're delaying the inevitable, George.
Oh yeah, you like?
Yeah, your dad just wants to make you win. Make him win, whatever.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Rocket takes off. Got a good launch on that thing.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
What happened though?
Come on, Wally! Come on, Wally, you can do it.
The Red Rocket has the top end speed.
Even with stripping gears.
Yep. Wow. Hot garbage, George.
Yeah, when the gears they're on
What kind of diesel fuel are you running on today, George?
and over years they get wear and worn, and they'll strip loose. And
Yeah, I know what stripping gears are.
Anyways.
Yeah.
George is gonna go change his shirt back around now since that race is
Oh
done.
yeah. Oh yeah. He's probably gonna get a shirt with my picture, my face on it.
I
He
can't.
loves father like that, you know. Look at that.
Oh well.
Conrail 8098. Look us up on trainbuds@gmail.com. We got a couple of friends on here now. I think we got the system all tweaked out. But next Friday, which is going to be the 24-hour live stream Friday, that Friday is going to be one where we're going to have everybody who watches the streams come in, share their trains, and enjoy each other. We're going to be on for 24 hours, 24 hours. And those of you just joining us, we have got tomorrow, we have got our premiere of the Polar Express video. Oh, let me show you guys a little bit of a, for those hanging around here, I think I can show a little bit of a preview of this one.
It's called a teaser in the business, Wally.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We get this.
Anyways.
George is going to do a little soft shoe here while we're waiting.
What?
Oh, you know what? Don't you remember? Don't you remember what that's from?
Little soft shoe.
All
right, hold on.
Wag the dog.
Let's see here.
Anyways, check that out.
Here we go. Ready, everybody?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Sharing screen.
Start her up.
Hold on.
All George here from GFW Trains. You're talking about everything but mostly trains. Nothing is more special than a winter Christmas layout with the Polar Express. Come with me as the Polar Express explores my grandfather, George Roderick's Christmas layout. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more great GFW Trains content. And don't forget to smash that like button.
Look at that DC-9.
And if you want to see a little bit more,
tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time.
tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central. You got that right there. You got that right. Hopefully you'll like it. It looked good, didn't it? Isn't that a cool
Yes, yes.
Got
Same
the
bad
Polar
time,
Express,
same bad channel.
Christmas layout.
I
Good.
honestly think that, in my opinion, from seeing Grandpa George's layout in person, that I think almost anything looks good on that layout running. You know.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta go see it one day.
You have to see it. It's very impressive. It's even fun when you get like 3 guys out there running trains, and then you gotta try not to crash into each other in a couple spots in the layout. It's cool.
Is it bigger than Wallen's layout? Whose layout is bigger?
Oh, his is bigger by far.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it's bigger. Yours is longer.
Put it this way, I think our dimensions are bigger, but he's got more like track.
He's got more track on his layout.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it's a lot more busy. It's busier than ours.
It definitely looks like it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty cool layout, pretty cool layout. Thought I said something.
And of course, as you'll see in the video, Grandpa George could not get rid of any of his post-war tracks, so he decided his Super O track, I should say, and so he put the Super O track up on the mountain. So I'll let you all see that tomorrow in the video.
Yep, should be good. Should be good. Well, hey, also don't forget to go on the Discord. We got our Discord down below to continue the chat after this and at all times. Got any questions? And if you're not a member of the Discord, head over there to that Discord.
It's really cool, fun community. I think it's an amazing place to get to meet new people that are into O scale, HO. I mean, pretty much all versions of model trains. But yeah, if you're not a part of it, please consider joining. We have a great time. Every once in a while, we'll do some voice calls. Yeah, so
should be fun. Should be fun. Let me tell you. So we've got that next week. Put it on the calendar. 10 a.m. Central. 10 a.m. Central. So we've got Friday, 24-hour live stream.
Starting at 10 a.m., ending at 10 a.m.
Yep, you got it, man. You got it. You're going to get this one down. So anyway, thank you to Tim from Tim's Trains. Thank you, Angel Garcia, for joining us tonight. And as always, OG George. OG stands for original George or old guy George.
Hey, take care, guys.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We had a great time. Hope everybody else out there had a great time. It was a banner day for me today in terms of winning. Poor George, I'm going to let him go because he's going to cry. I don't want him to cry in front of everybody because all of his friends.
I think George has one more race in him.
One more.
Yeah.
All right, we can do another race. Let's do some heavy metal.
I like that. Let's do it. Let's do some heavy metal stuff.
Heavy metal, dude.
How about Battle of the Vision Line Big Boys?
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
No train race.
That's too much money. That's worth more than my car.
Wow.
Hey, look at that. I think we got some stuff down there.
I know that engine.
The pride of the East Coast.
FEC.
The Florida
Yes,
East
Seaboard.
Coast, not to be outdone, coming in as the rival, the Seaboard. This is going to be a good one, a classic NBC battle of GP9s.
GP9 and SD9.
SD9, this one's got 6 trucks.
You know, that's the first engine Lionel came out with the 6 truck. That Seaboard.
Was it?
Yeah.
Santa's got good taste when he brought me this one.
Oh, we're not doing cars?
Oh, yeah, we can do cars. Hook me up with some cars. Hook me up with some cars, G! Just when you thought we were done, coming at you with one last race because we couldn't let this go. Do you think we only got 2 hours? This is the free part. This is the part you get for free.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Coming right at you. GFW Trains. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Remember, tomorrow,
I guess Tim and
Saturday, 10
Angel
a.m. Central.
checked
We
out.
got the debut.
No, I'm still here.
Still there?
Yeah, Angel just left the room for a couple minutes, I think. We're still here.
All right.
Anyways, where is the box car?
Tim, what do you think of the ES44 ACs? Lionel.
The
Last one.
They made them first about 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and now they're making them again.
So the first run of the ES44s, which were the die-cast ones, which were basically the Vision line, and then the several non-Vision line ones they did in the die-cast.
The
thing with the
Vision line, huh?
Right. So the thing with those ES44s, the die-cast ones, in my opinion, they're nice and all. Don't get me wrong, but we had one when I first started working at the store, and we sold it. And the biggest thing that I noticed with that engine specifically is that it took a lot of throttle to just get it to run. Like, I think it started moving at like speed step like 30 or so. And I'm just like, okay, that's like shouldn't happen, but I mean, I don't know for sure. I mean, as far as detail, they're good and all. The newer ones, the newer ES44s that Lineup did in plastic they're all right. By far, in my opinion, if you want an accurate ES44, go with MTH's ES44s. They're probably they're better looking, I think, than Lionel's. They're more detailed and
don't work with command control, so you know where that's going.
they'll work. But yeah, that's my give or take.
We have the East Coast grudge match, the Florida Southern East Coast dirt, right, smash, boom. We have got the Seaboard versus the Florida East Coast. Got my echo over here.
Matter with it, George?
Down E, and I'm trying to get it to go forward. Alrighty. Dang! Alrighty.
Something sounds like it's off the track, George. Trying to sabotage Wally's train, huh?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
What? No. All right, let's do this. Track cam is done. We'll get track cam out. We'll get Angel back on. There we go. We just got our old camera 1, camera 2.
Ooh,
That
Tim,
works.
Tim. I see
Yes.
you duck.
Who's the starter?
Boys and girls, Wally with the Seaboard, George with the Florida East Coast. Grudge match.
I'll get the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. Who's got the inner track?
I like this.
George has got the inner track. George has got the FEC.
Yorgi Shinorgi?
Yeah.
Outer track, inner track, trains are equal. Inner track advantage. Got to switch tracks.
Wally's like Seaboard.
I let him win that one. You know, I wanted to make sure he wasn't crying when he went to bed.
Yeah, you didn't want to pay for another therapist visit, right?
Right.
Yeah, actually, Wally wants him to come back and run trains with him again.
Right. George is going to start binge eating because of his sorrows. He's going to start sorry eating. All right.
It's okay. He can do that now because no cross country.
He's already a punchy boy. Come on, punchy boy.
There's still many. Oh, you don't have the thing.
On your mark. Wait. Angel, you call it.
On your marks, get set, go.
Inner track wins every time. These two trains run equal.
Mm-hmm. Hey!
He's spraying nitrous right now. What he's doing.
I feel a little bit of a cheat coming on here.
I'm giving that one to Wally.
A little bit of cheat going on.
The outer loop should get some sort of like they should be able
to. Those trains are about equal, I'd say, wouldn't you?
The outer loop should get like an advantage starting.
Some nitrous, give it some spray.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
All right, Conrail 88098, I got you. I'll look for you on Facebook tomorrow. Sounds good? Oh, yeah. Slappy Bruce Jaws, I might have been mad, but now I'm happy. Look at this big old smile. Right here, George is even getting out the voltmeter to make sure it's all...
George, I'm putting the engine on.
Copacetic right there. George Fingers, man, that's what trained my childhood. Look at this. It's in pristine shape. Yeah,
like
erase it. It's minty.
George breaks his engines.
That thing is minty.
Yeah, both those engines were perfect.
So, George, what's the consensus? The inside track's got more power, right?
I don't know.
I'll bet you they both have the same voltage.
Chip tenor.
Yes.
Chip tenor.
I agree with you on that.
Right here. I get the call this time.
If the engines are equal, the inner track's going to win every time if they don't derail.
Oh, inside loop for me. I win the tip tenor. Words for those of you want to see. It's me. Words. Inside loop. Guys, I'm about ready to show you a display in train racing. I'm also about to show you a display in proper high quality parenting right here to make my son learn how.
Wally,
you know, in society, sometimes you have to lose. And how do you expect?
You're ahead, Wally.
Hey. Just
High
remember,
quality
you got a Thanksgiving 5K coming around the corner.
Oh, yeah. And I'm riding a little scooter. I got my
moped.
Are you running, George?
What?
Are you running?
Yeah. And I'm gonna be running against him. So I don't know. Maybe I could like vlog the whole thing, you know, while live streaming. Just like have me running in front of him. Like,
Actually, I'm running in the race too, and those
Hey,
two
all I
guys
know
just
is
got to carry a
all I know
ZW
is
with the ball to run.
all I know is this, George. If you beat me, only one person's going to see me lose. I've got live stream says I got about 75 people watching this right now. Seeing you lose. 75 people all around the world. Mr.
Because
Orlac,
those slow guys are going to go first
France.
through the course.
I'm watching you lose all the way in France, George. All the way in France. How does that feel? Across the ocean, they're watching you lose. Watching me win.
Well, no.
All right. Who's taking us out here?
How about Grandpa George does it again?
I think we need it from 10 this time.
Oh boy! All right.
Grandma could do it.
Alrighty. Grandma, do it.
Grandma, do it. Come on over here. She's coming.
On your mark. Get set.
Oh, hey! Okay, that's even. Okay, now we can restart.
Oh my God, George!
I didn't do that. That was all his fault.
Race racers, are you ready?
Yes.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Ooh, it's a close one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dog fight to the end.
The outer loop needs to fight.
I know. Come on, George. You got it in you. I know.
Race some
Maybe.
night. Come on. Oh! Oh!
And this is when the waterworks begin.
Are those
All right.
tears?
As we all know,
Don't
he's
worry.
putting away all the trains tonight.
Don't worry, George. I already made a pre-planned appointment with the therapist.
What is this, like the WWE?
It's pre-planned. I knew you were gonna lose. Just because of the high. I'm a great racer. Just wanted
Oh,
to.
yeah.
I'm a great racer. Well, listen, George, come back over here. We'll close out the stream again. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, OG George, Grandpa George, old guy
care,
George,
guys.
whatever. George is over here. What are you blocking me out?
Yeah.
Yorgie Schnorr.
Why don't you take it out, man? Why don't you take it out?
See you guys around the roundhouse. Don't forget, or don't let the goose hit you on the way out.
Right on. And don't forget tomorrow, live stream, or not live stream, but we've got a premiere video, 10 a.m. Central, Polar Express. Don't miss it. Tell your friends. Tell your loved ones. Tell anyone you know. And Fast Friday, actually 24-hour Friday, next Friday, with this guy trying to stay up. He can barely stay up past 8 o'clock tonight. He's going to make it 24 hours? I think not.
Yeah, well, I'm going to wake up at 9:59 on Black Friday.
So cool.
9:59, and then we get to watch George walk downstairs, and yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for coming in all around the world. GFW Trains Worldwide Studios signing out. We'll see you next week. Bash. All right. We'll see you around, everybody. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
All right. See you guys.
End stream.